Welcome. You're officially locked into Persuasions of Comfort. I am your host, Naum. I want to give a big shout out to all the listeners out there who've been tuning in since day one. The love and support is 100% greatly appreciated. Let's get it. The topic of discussion for today revolves around the word pivot, the art of pivot, to be exact. What does it really mean to pivot? In this episode, I talk about reflection, being purposeful, and reframing failure as redirection. Sometimes life doesn't ask you if you're ready to change. It just shows up at your front doorstep. Whether you embrace it or challenge it, one thing is clear. Change will never allow you to stay the same, whether you change for the better or for the worse. It's your choice. We talk a lot about consistency, commitment, and staying the course, but rarely do we discuss moments when it's time to turn the wheel. Pivoting isn't about giving up. It's about knowing when to turn the wheel. It's about adjusting your aim without abandoning your purpose. I'm not sure who said this. I want to say it's either Ryan Leake, E.T., aka Eric Thomas, or Jim Rohn. And they were talking about routines, discipline, and change. And one of the things that stuck out to me was this concept that no matter what level you are at in life, the principles must always remain the same. So today I am unpacking what it really means to pivot and why the ability to shift direction might just be one of your most valuable skills. So today I want to cover 3 talking points. Number 1, the myth of quitting versus pivoting. Number 2, the role of ego in attachment. And number 3, pivoting as a redirection of your purpose. Start with number 1. What is the difference between quitting and pivoting? Are they one and the same? The answer is no. People often confuse pivoting with quitting because when you're no longer pursuing a particular goal with the same energy or the same approach, it may feel as if you have to start over from the beginning. Or perhaps the work that you put in was all for nothing. Well, for me, quitting means that you're walking away with nothing. No lessons to be learned, no takeaways, no time for feedback. You're out of there and never looking back. Whereas pivoting, to me, it means that you're walking forward with a new perspective. This perspective could be gaining some insight on a theory that you've been working on, or simply learning new methods that you can now put into practice and apply them to the next opportunity. It's not that your dream was wrong. It's that your approach reached its limit. Think of it like this. You didn't fail the plan simply expired. And that's okay. I'm starting to learn that it's okay. Every strategy has a shelf life. However, pivoting allows you to strengthen your strategies. A pivot doesn't erase your progress, it redeems it. So now let's jump into the role of ego in attachment. You ever find yourself holding on to something for too long? Not because it's not working, but because you want to prove to yourself that you can make it work. There's this tenacious desire to see it through, no matter the odds. That's what you call ego. The ego will tell us, you said this was the plan, and now you have to finish it. Or maybe your ego is saying, do not quit, or there will be consequences. This is plan A. There is no plan B. You got to make it work. But what if I told you that your evolution might require you to admit that the version of you who made that plan has grown? The new version of you has evolved, whereas the older version of you who made the plan was not fully equipped to take on that particular task. The new and improved version of yourself has gained new insight that you might want to put into practice and apply it moving forward. Recognizing this pivotal moment in your life doesn't make you inconsistent. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind or changing your plans. It actually makes you wiser. Learning how to adjust to change is one thing, but recognizing when to pivot and apply those adjustments is another. I feel like together this combination can help you understand that your attachment to how it was supposed to go might be the only thing holding you back from how it's meant to be. I'll repeat that. Recognizing this pivotal moment in your life doesn't make you inconsistent. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind and changing your plans because it makes you wiser. You're learning. Learning how to adjust to change is one thing, but recognizing when to pivot and apply those adjustments is another. And together, this combination could help us understand that your attachment to how it's supposed to go might be the only thing holding you back from how it's meant to be. And finally, pivoting as a redirection of your purpose. Pivoting isn't just a change of direction. It's a recalibration of energy. Think about the last time you put a lot of energy and effort into something very specific for a very particular outcome. And because of life or unforeseen circumstances, you had to take a break. You found a moment where you can jump back into it, but because there was a lack of energy and momentum to push you forward, you quit. Now, when you quit, you're not looking back. That energy and that momentum has now transferred into something else. It has gone somewhere else. Now, instead of focusing your energy and building momentum on growth and prosperity, both are diverted into a space where you are now blaming others and finding excuses as to why this didn't work out for you. See, when you pivot, you're not abandoning the destination. You're simply trying to find a better route. I don't know about y'all, but for me, road trips are a lot more fun and tolerable when there's no traffic. The most successful people aren't the ones who never change course. They're the ones who know when to do so. Essentially, what I'm saying is when you quit, you lose a lot. However, you don't lose direction or misuse energy when you pivot because you have an opportunity to refine it. Okay, story time. I remember a particular season, probably now or another, when I was holding on to something very specific, let's just say like a project, right? That clearly ran its course. Like I just definitely did not need to be in this space anymore. Every sign said it was time to go. It was time to move on. Just keep it pushing, my G. But the energy to let that go wasn't there. I just couldn't do so. The results weren't coming. But in my mind, my pride and my ego kept whispering to me, you started this, can't stop now. Keep going. Eventually, I realized that I thought I was protecting the purpose, the goal, the vision, my word, but that wasn't it. I was protecting my pride and my ego. And honestly, it took a drastic change in my life for me to actually realize this. I understood what was happening, but a part of me did not want to believe it was happening. So when I finally pivoted, the same energy that I'd been forcing into something old that was no longer fit for me, that I clearly outgrew, flowed freely into something new within a matter of months. New doors started to open, opportunities started to show themselves, conversations started to move in the same way that I was thinking. Everything was slowly but moving in a particular direction that was aligned and meant for me. The one thing that was holding me back was my inability to step out of that comfort zone that I locked myself in. You know, when you're going through these moments, you're always looking for a breakthrough. You're always looking for that aha. But sometimes that breakthrough moment isn't in trying harder. It's in the moment that you decide to let go sooner. So here are some reflection questions to think about as you go throughout your day and your week. Number 1, what area of your life feels misaligned? Not because you failed, but because you've outgrown it. Number 2, what would it look like to pivot with purpose instead of pressure? I like that one. And finally, number 3, how would you redefine success if you gave yourself permission to change the plan? When I was going through these reflection questions myself, the one thing that came to mind is that the moment I stop fearing the art of pivoting, the sooner I can start flowing with purpose. Those are just my thoughts. Your thoughts might be different. And I would love to hear your thoughts. If this episode resonated with you in any way, leave a comment under the episode show notes, DM me at Persuasions of Comfort, share it with someone else who've been wrestling with change. This is the series on what does it mean to pivot. The next episode is learning to pivot strategically. In this episode, I talk about how to pivot with intention and not impulse. How to build a plan that moves forward and not sideways. And remember, pivoting isn't a setback. It's strategy in motion. I am your host. Till next time, Naum.